Chris, how can I be more consistent? That is probably the question that crops up the most on the lesson tee. Golfers know they can hit the good shots, but they want to get rid of the bad shots. They want to be more consistent. Well, in this video, we're going to show you 3 things that are going to help you be more consistent out on the course. So thank you for once again joining me here at the Forest of Arden. The par 5 17th is behind me, and we're going to give you 3 things to help you improve your level of consistency. Just before we get started, if you're new here, you're not a subscriber, it is absolutely free. There's a link down below in the description box, and also when you are clicking that, click the little bell icon next to it, and that means you'll be notified each time I upload a video. So in today's video, you're going to learn about how rotation can be very closely linked to contact. You're also going to learn how club face and club path are really key when we're looking at consistency as well, and you're going to get some drills to work on those 3 things. So let's look at why a golfer might be inconsistent. So if we pick our target down in the distance, which we'll use as the flag on this par 5, and let's think about a straight line from my ball to that flag. Now, give or take, that's kind of the perfect shot, you know, dead straight line towards that flag. So what would I need, or what do we tend to see the best players do in order to achieve that? Well, they very often stand with very neutral alignment. They very often have a pretty solid, or perfect almost, strike on the golf ball. They have the club face neutral. They have the club path neutral. Everything that they do is close or neutral. They swing straight, their club face is straight, they aim straight, they strike it well, everything's very neutral. So what are they trying to compensate? What are they trying to balance out to make that ball go straight? Absolutely nothing, because everything they do is geared around that flag. What we tend to see from the high handicapper who's maybe not so consistent is their aim might be out to the right, so non-straight. They might swing over to the left, that's non-straight. They might have the club face slightly open, so they're trying to fix that through impact. They might have a movement in the body which is going backwards, which compromises strike. So not many of the things that are within their golf swing are neutral. And so they're trying to balance this aiming right, swinging left, club face open, can I fix it, the contact's not great. And when we've got that mix and we're trying to balance those things, yeah, every now and then they can come together and we can hit that perfect shot. But it's more likely than not that we're going to get lots of inconsistencies in both direction and strike. So what we're going to try and do in this video is give you some things that can work on those. And the first one is strike. So the first reason I see golfers being inconsistent in strike is just lateral movement. It's just moving away from their starting position. It's very, very rarely towards the target. If we see any movement at all, it's generally off the target this way. Now that could be done in 2 ways. It could be the lower body shifting, it could be the upper body shifting, or it could be both of the shifting. Whichever you fall into, it's going to compromise your ability to deliver the club to the ball consistently, that ball turf contact. So the first thing we're going to get you to do is really just focus very much on starting position and then just rotating and feeling that you're staying very, very centered over that golf ball. So there's no lateral shift to my right, there's no lateral shift to my left. If I do this and hold the position at the top statically, I don't feel like I've transferred any weight. And for me, that's a big, big part of why golfers shift. If I make that movement at full speed and hit my shot, I will be transferring pressure and I will be transferring weight. But when I make a movement statically, I don't create those feels. So what golfers often do is they make a backswing and stop and then say, well, I've heard that my weight should be on my trail leg, and they kind of shift over here. They're searching for that feel. A static position will never ever feel the same as a dynamic movement. So the first thing we're going to get you to do in order to be more consistent is try and make sure that you're rotating, but you're staying very much over that golf ball. That gives us the greatest chance of then shifting the legs forward of where they started, getting that pressure through that lead side and being able to deliver the club to the ball followed by the ground. And that is, trust me, what all the best golfers do. They hit the ball followed by the ground, and they do it every single time. That already will improve your consistency, because missing the middle will give you differences in the direction, the distances, the trajectories, and that's inconsistent. So the second thing we're going to do is going to look at the club face, because if the club face is open or closed, then I need to have some compensations in there to try and fix it. And again, like we said, I can time it well and hit a good shot, but the chances are the next one's not going to be as good. So we want some checkpoints. Now at the top of my golf swing, I really want the leading edge of the golf club to be about the same angle as my lead arm. You can see that hopefully is about correct there. What we tend to see more commonly is that the toe will be hanging more down. This would be classed as an open club face, but you might fall into the category where the club face is pointing more up. That's going to be more of a closed club face. Now, an open or closed club face doesn't mean you can't play good golf, but it just means that you have to have something else in there in the downswing to try and balance that out. So if I've got an open face, I might have to release the club early, or if I've got a closed face, I might have to have excessive forward lean or swing more out to the right. So it doesn't mean we can't hit good shots, but it just means it's going to be more inconsistent. So the second thing we're going to get you to do is to check your club face position at the top of your golf swing. Now, I know what you might be thinking. You might be thinking, Chris, I can have it great at the top. It doesn't mean it's going to be great at impact. I appreciate that, but we just want to get these checkpoints ticked off, because if you can have the club face neutral at the top, that's really going to help you, give you the greatest chance of delivering a club face which is neutral at impact. The final thing we're going to do, we need to create a little station around the golf ball, because we're going to be working a little bit on path. So I've just used my towel that's on my bag, and I've just kind of rolled it up into this shape here, and I've just placed it outside the golf ball, and I've got that pointing, I think it's slightly left of the flag, but give or take it's towards my target. So the last thing we're going to be looking at is we're going to be looking at path, because if you think what we've done so far, we've done something which is going to help us with our contact. We've got a club face which is fairly neutral, i.e. pointing at the target at impact. Therefore, we need the golf club to be swinging at the target at impact. And like we said right back at the start, those are really, really good recipes. Tip the ball consistently, strike it well, club face neutral, swing it pretty much straight at your target. That's what the best players are generally doing most of the time. So this is a great little exercise just to help you with your club path, because if I'm an out to win golfer, I'm going to catch the towel early here. If I'm an in to out golfer, I'm going to catch the towel a little bit later here. So it's going to highlight to me which path I generally fall into. And because there's a constraint there, because I appreciate that there's something there if I swing out to in or in to out, it's going to move me or gravitate me towards this neutral path. It's not going to happen straight away, don't get me wrong, this is not a quick fix. But if you can set something up like this in practice and deliver the club over and over and over again with that visual aid, that constraint there, you're going to start to change your club path towards more neutral. It doesn't have to be zero, it doesn't have to be dead straight, it just has to be fairly close to neutral. So let's go ahead and hit a shot where we try to do those three things. I'm going to try and ensure that my rotation is good, my club face under control, and I'm going to have a fairly neutral path. And if that's the right club, that might even go in. Okay, looks like it's about 10 feet long, but the strike was great. It flew very much dead straight, so it tells me that my path was good, it tells me that my face was good, and the strike felt really good. I can repeat that, I can be consistent with that, because I'm not balancing, I'm not trying to compensate for an open face, I'm not trying to compensate for an out to in swing, I'm not trying to fix a movement off the golf ball. The way to be more consistent is to compensate less in your golf swing. And the way to compensate less is create neutral things, neutral setups, neutral rotations, neutral face, neutral path. All those things really help you repeat the good shots over and over and over, and that is how you become more consistent. Really hope that helps. Would love to hear your comments in the box. Did that help you? Would love to also hear some success stories. If you've had success watching this video or any of the videos, would love to hear from you. It really helps me, really gives me enjoyment hearing your success stories from watching my videos. But usual stuff is down there, comments box, like button, also that subscribe link as well. Give that a click the bell icon, it means you won't miss any of the upcoming content. Thank you very much for watching. We'll hopefully see you back here again soon.